So I wanted to post another video here. I haven't posted one for about 4 years or so, um, but I was gonna. There's a lot of reviews out on the Glock 26, or I'm sorry, Glock 27, but I figured I'd throw my own 2 cents in the mix, especially with the way things are nowadays, what's going on. I think it's more important now than ever to make sure that you're always carrying. Um, so here's a quick review on it. I don't know if you can tell so well. This has got an OD green frame and a just the normal blued slide. But I know everyone's always anal about making sure, oh, your gun's got to be unloaded, your gun's got to be unloaded. I can tell you right now that this is loaded because I carry it all the time. So I haven't unloaded it, and I obviously can't shoot you through the camera, so no one else is around, so I'm not too worried about it. If I put the camera down for just a quick second, I can eject that shell here real quick. The live one in the chamber. I'm not the best at, hang on. There we go. I'm not a professional YouTuber or anything, so I don't have the, the tripod or whatever it is that they put the camera on their phone on. So it's unloaded now. You can see, I don't know if you can tell. Look through the barrel there. There's nothing in there. But at any rate, so this is their Gen 4, and I ended up trading, I forget what I traded in on this. I honestly can't remember at this point, but it's the Gen 4. I don't have the hugest hands in the world, so if you don't know anything about the Gen 4, you can add or subtract different size back straps to fit your hand better. And as you can see, I don't have the back strap on mine at all. I took it off and just put that pin back through. So it's as small as it gets. For anybody that doesn't know anything about the gun, it's a Glock 27 is the small. It's the subcompact version of in their 40 caliber. I believe it's a Glock 21 or 22 is their full size. Then it goes to Glock 23, that's their compact, and Glock 27 is the smallest. You lose a little bit of. You actually don't lose too terribly much off of the barrel or the slide length when you compare it to a. Oh, I got the cat up here now. Come on. You actually don't lose too much length off the barrel or the slide coming down to subcompact. What you do lose a lot of, What you do lose a lot of is you lose length off of your grip. Now I'm going to pick this up with my shooting hand here, and you can see, like I said, I have relatively small hands, and I don't even, I can't even get there's no getting pinky on it. The cat wants attention. And I can't even get my pinky on there. So for someone with bigger hands, they're going to have even more of an issue. But having said that, there's a reason why it's short here and why people want this. It's much easier to conceal. The hardest part for me to conceal when I'm carrying a handgun is the grip, because the slide in the barrel, the front portion of the gun, is always buried down in my pants, and that's really not too much of an issue. As far as, like, you may see a little bit of a bulge if you know what you're looking for, but that's about it. And that could just be anything. I mean, who knows what I have? I could have some sort of weird deformity on my side or something. No one knows. What they do notice, though, and what's hard to hide, is the grip length, because this much of the gun is sticking out of my pants. I carry in the waistband, so the grip length, the longer it is, the harder it is to conceal. I'm a relatively small statured guy too. I'm only like 5'9", 160 pounds, so especially in the summertime, with a t-shirt, if I bend over, if I bend over at the waist, you can definitely tell something's under my shirt. And like with the Glock 23, I used to carry that a lot. You could really tell. Now the 27 here, it's much easier to conceal. So that's why I went with this. And anybody, then I see people, they always like to put, well, you can get a sleeve on it, put a bigger mag, and you can get a Glock 23. That's one thing that's nice about Glocks. I don't know if anybody that's not familiar with Glocks is watching. All the Glocks that are in the same caliber, minus their slim models and stuff like that, like all the magazines will fit the different size guns. So like I could put a full size magazine in here, I could put the Glock 23 magazine in here, and obviously I can fit the 27 in here. That's what it's made for. So but anybody who likes to put the that pinky extension on here, or the sleeve, so you can get a bigger magnet, that defeats the whole purpose, because you're literally only taking, I didn't look up the dimensions before I made this video, but it's, you can go on Glock's website and you can see it is such a small amount off the front. I mean, you're talking, I don't even know if it's probably like somewhere around a half an inch. It's not much at all, but the grip length is where you make the big difference. And like I said, if you start adding pinky extensions and sleeves and whatever to the end of this, well then you might as well just you might as well just have saved yourself the money and have gotten a bigger gun to begin with. Those are my thoughts on it. As far as the 40 caliber goes, it's been my all-round favorite caliber for semi-autos. I really like 57 Magnum, but for semi-autos, I've always liked the 40. I figured I work with a lot of police departments in my job, and that's what they carry. Everyone's always carrying 40, so if it's good enough for the police, it's good enough for me. Get yourself some good quality ammo. I've got some, I don't know what this is anymore. I think it's Federal. You can see a nice, if it ever, like I said, I'm doing it from my phone, but you can see it's got a nice, nice big hollow point there to disperse its energy. And yeah, so 9 plus 1 is what this is. So 9 rounds in the mag, 1 in the chamber, and I think that's a significant amount of firepower. I was actually just out the other day and I shot my buddy's Glock 43. He just bought a Glock 43. Now I know that's 9mm, but the more research I did, the more you learn, the more you find out. 9mm, especially with the way that ammo is made these days, I mean 9mm is a good round too. And well, I work as a paramedic, so I've seen people shot, and I've seen people killed with something as small as a 22. So a 9mm, I mean, that's a heck of a lot bigger than a 22. A 9mm would do the job. I wouldn't feel undergunned, or however you want to put it, with a 9mm. But like I said, for whatever reason, mostly just because the police carry it, and it is a bigger round. And I mean, the goal in a defensive shooting is to stop your threat as quickly as possible. And the bigger hole you put through someone, the more they're going to bleed, and the better of a job it's going to do. So it is a little snappy, but with shooting, and especially if you're not particularly sensitive to recoil, it's not bad at all. It's not bad at all. I can keep everything on target. Relatively fast shooting, I can keep everything on target, and they're not like 1-inch groups, but for a human-sized target, I can keep everything center mass, no problem. And like I said, that's emptying the mag in 10 seconds or less. Having said that, there are a couple things that I was thinking about doing to the gun. I don't believe in doing a whole bunch of crazy stuff to it, upgrading triggers and doing this and that. I would like to, this is just the factory Glock sights, and they're not bad. They're pretty good for acquiring the target quickly. But like I said, when I carry this a lot, and I carry it at night. I was debating. I've got a number of guns, and I was debating putting Trijicon, however you say it, night sights on it, just because, in low to no light, it would just be one more thing to my advantage. But like I said, as far as messing with the trigger and the lots of people like to put an extended slide release on it, stuff like that. And I don't know. It's a concealed carry gun. I mean, it should be as slim as it can be, and it should be. You don't want any hang-ups anywhere. So, extended mag release, stuff like that. I like it. I like it the way that it is. I think Glock did a good job with it. So, like I said, that's just a quick short review of the 27 here. This one, like I said, was an OD green frame, which I like it. I like it. I like the standard black ones too. This is actually all they had when I bought it. And I don't believe they make this particular model anymore, like with the green frame and the but it's always covered up, and I don't know, it's kind of cool. It's a little different. So that's pretty much all I have to say about the gun. I had referenced something about my buddy's 9mm, and I kind of got lost there talking about something else. I was just going to basically say that that gun and this gun is exactly the same size. The 43 and the 27 is exactly the same size. Of course, minus the only difference is the width. The 43 is smaller, and on paper it doesn't even look like it would be that much smaller. I forget the actual dimensions. I think it's like 1.08 inches is the 43, and this I think is like 1.18 inches, something like that. Don't quote me on that. You have to look it up to be sure. But what I'm driving at here is, on paper it doesn't look like it's that much thinner. When you actually hold the gun and shoot it, it is considerably thinner, and it's a nice gun. Don't get me wrong. The 43 is a nice gun, but and when he bought it, and of course, me being a gun guy, I'm debating. Oh God, I gotta that's a nice gun. I gotta have it. When I sat and really thought long and hard about it, then it makes no sense, because the minimal amount of width I'm going to lose by getting something like that, it doesn't offset the extra 6 rounds that I get. I'm sorry, 6. He carries 6 plus 1, so that's 7, 10. So it doesn't offset the extra 3 rounds that I get carrying this. Plus, like I said, it's a 9mm, and this is in 40, which I prefer for the moment. I have a lot of guns in 40, so to switch everything over to like a 9mm or something would just be a lot of work and a lot of money too. So I'm just gonna stick with this for now. And I was gonna throw in, obviously I had the holster here. I was gonna throw this in real quick. This is one of the first models of alien gear. My girlfriend bought this for me for Christmas or birthday or something a number of years ago, and I actually bought it for the 23, but the 23, but it fits the 27 just fine, because like I said, the only difference is barrel length. So this one fits it just fine. Everything else is the same. It's just barrel length is just you can kind of see that there. Not in the best position to be making a video in the first place, really, I guess, but yeah, it's a nice holster. Conforms to the body real well. There's really no break-in period, because this is like a neoprene type backing, and then the Kydex molding that actually holds it in place. So I like it. It's a nice holster. It's relatively inexpensive. I forget what this was, 30-40 bucks, something like that. And it does a good job. But like everyone always says too, you got to make sure you got to have a good gun belt. I mean, if you don't have a good gun belt, you're not going to you're going to be doing yourself a disjustice, because it doesn't matter what kind of holster you get,